Andrew Tate versus HasanAbi. They had a debate. People are saying HasanAbi won. Even HasanAbi is saying he won. He has a video said, I made Andrew Tate run away in a debate. Y'all all have been hoodwinked. Let's get to the truth of the matter.
What's up? This is Method Man right here. Yes, I have a mask on because I care. Welcome to Jody's Corner.
YouTube was good. It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. Mansfield Red Pill content guy Andrew Tate says a lot of bold, derogatory, and in some cases, misogynistic things. But he also says a lot of real shit too. And a lot of nerds and dweebs can't take that realness. And a lot of women get pissed off by what he says. I understand he a cold motherfucker, but at the end of the day, about 80%, 85% what comes out of his mouth be straight facts. Well, at least on the opinion of men, right? Because we're biased. But that's neither here nor there. I'm about to look at this objectively. I don't know who Hasan is, and I barely know who this dude is. I only see Andrew Tate on some of those like social media things where I see clips where he's savaging women and dating, telling them the truth about themselves. So understand, I'm not loyal to neither one of these motherfuckers. But what I am about to bring is the truth, because people are, an absorbent amount of people are saying that this guy right here won when all he did was use nerdy, dweeby, shady tactics. Let's listen to the conversation and how it unfolds, and then I'm going to give you guys the hoodwink and how Andrew Tate was blindsided here.
Carry a bunch of personal biases, and when we analyze...
They're talking about women and men driving. Women are better drivers than men. My man over here saying women are better drivers than men, and he says, in my personal experiences, every time my car was hit, a woman always does it. They can't drive. So that's a disagreement.
Situations, we do not have enough scope to grasp the entirety of the situation. We cannot comprehend it with our human brains.
Bro, listen,
which is why when it comes to women driving, it's a funny point because the truth is different. The truth is the exact opposite.
No, listen. First things first, there's lies, there's damn lies, and there's statistics. I'm sure you've heard that from Mark Twain. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you're deriving.
You can massage numbers, but
you're deriving your truth from an internet study.
The first thing that I'm going to say in this debate is that my man Hasan, this guy here, he has what is called a hot mic. He has a super amplified microphone that is overpowering his microphone, which is allowing him to cut over and distort Andrew Tate's microphone. It's a cheap tactic. It happens sometimes. It just goes that way with the balance. But I'm 100% sure that he turned up the volume on his microphone before entering this chat so he could outperform and drown out Andrew Tate's microphone. That's number one.
Study. That's fine. You can derive your truth
his
from
preamps are turned all the way up.
The truth of life is the truth that you experience as an individual. That is the only truth that we all live within. You live within your truths, I live within my truths, because these are the truths I've experienced as an individual. If certain things happen to you over and over and over and over and over again, but the truth on the internet says it's not true, that doesn't mean that your experiences are any less real. So if you come here and say the internet says X, especially
your experiences can be real. You could be a statistical anomaly, as a matter of fact. You can be one of those people, but more often than not, I want
to talk to you because I keep letting you talk and you're finishing your point and I'm trying to talk. So
okay, go ahead.
I'm going to. The fact that you're going on the internet, finding some study and saying that this is the truth, especially after the age of COVID and all the fucking truth we were told with that garbage, you want to sit here and say, oh, the internet said X. I'm sure the internet did. I'm talking about my personal experiences, and some people agree with me and some people do not. That is perfectly fine. Don't give a fuck if people agree with me or otherwise. People are listening to me and they're either agreeing with me or
but
not.
you're still wrong, and that's the problem.
I disagree with you.
Do you want to be right, or do you want to keep speaking into a hug box where people agree with you?
And he's saying you're completely...
Well, if you...
He's saying you're completely objectively wrong. And he's going to continue to use this notion of statistics that he got from an article that says women drivers pay less for auto insurance and women drivers get less accidents. But Andrew Tate doesn't have this information. Andrew Tate doesn't ask him about where he gets the information, and Andrew Tate doesn't ask him what are the details of that statistic. And that's what he uses in order to try to get his point across like he won. But that's how he took an L, because he never challenged where he got his statistics from. Understand that this man's exuding with confidence like he just knows he's right, and everything that he's saying is based off of an article that we will soon get to.
Just completely devalue empirical evidence.
There it is right there. We'll get back to that.
Making these sorts of calculations to ensure that these quotes are as profitable as possible, which
Let's just
ends
keep
up
going.
Charging men higher rates than women, is a statistical likelihood that men are more dangerous drivers than women across the board and get into more car accidents across the board. If you're going to look at all of that and say it doesn't matter because that does not correspond to my own personal experiences, then you're silly. You're being silly. You're being a silly person. If everyone thought like you did, right, we would have no scientific achievements on this planet. We would still be living inside of fucking caves. As much as I love Liver King personally, I don't think that that would be a good planet to live on. I'm pretty happy for, I don't know, all the medical achievements, all the scientific achievements that we have reached. And at the heart of all of that, all of those accomplishments lies an understanding of arriving at the truth through empirical evidence.
You done?
Yeah.
Cool. In my personal experiences, all of the car crashes I've been involved in, all the times my car was hit, and all the negative experience I've had on the road, women were at fault. That is, now you can sit here and say the insurance claims say that. I never said the insurance claims don't say that. I'm saying that I am not comfortable with women driving because of
He's
my
not
personal
challenging
experience.
those claims.
Those are my personal experiences. You can drag up all the empirical evidence in the world you want to try and drag up. Anyone with a brain knows how that aids the world agendas anyway. I don't want to go too political on a stream that's going to get taken down. So I'm not saying that I can't find a female race car driver. I'm not saying that.
That's not what I'm saying either. I'm not talking about like statistical anomalies. I'm straight up talking about the overwhelming amount of evidence that suggests that women are more careful drivers than men. Okay? And
based on
therefore
the same
better
article,
drivers than men.
The
you
same
keep
study.
Resorting back to your personal anecdotes.
Here's what gets to me, guys. If I go to the grocery store to get my liquor, right? Normally, I just go to the grocery store to get my liquor. Grocery store will charge me $75 for a bottle of Goose. I have a friend like, dang, that's a big bottle of Goose. How much you pay for that? I say $75. They say, $75? Where you go? What liquor store you went to? I'm like, no, I got this from the grocery store. The grocery store, they charge you an arm and a leg, girl. Look, you can get this same bottle at the liquor store for $50. Oh, really? For $50? So then I choose to not go to the grocery store, and I go to a liquor store, my local liquor store. I go to the local liquor store, bums out there begging me, you know what I'm saying? I get attacked. Liquor store gets robbed, I get attacked. I'm traumatized. I'm like, fuck. All right. So I go to a liquor store again on the next block or 3 blocks down. I go down there, people doing drugs out there. Motherfuckers was fighting. Police came by. It's just helicopters in the sky. I'm like, fuck, goddamn. And then I go to a different liquor store in a different neighborhood, and then I have another bad experience in that liquor store because the crackheads was fighting in the back row and shit like that. And I'm like, man, freak this $15, $25 I'm about to save. I'm done with liquor stores. Liquor stores are dangerous places. I'm going back to the market. Now, if I say something general like that, liquor stores are dangerous, I only go to markets, people gonna look at me and be like, how you gonna say that liquor stores are dangerous and the markets are better? Because in my personal experience, I went to 3 different liquor stores trying to save $25 on this bottle of Goose, and every single time, different days, different times, different locations, I've had bad instances. What's the definition of insanity? Same thing, different result, doing the same thing, expecting a different result? For sure. If I keep going to liquor stores and I expect, oh, well, things will change, that's me being insane. My real world experiences will usurp general belief and societal norms. You can show me a statistic that says liquor stores are no safer or dangerous than a grocery store. Cool. For them. For me, nah. I'm good. I'm not going to liquor stores no more because it's a problem. And they're going to use a really good analogy with pit bulls versus Dalmatians as well that I want you guys to get into.
So let me walk you through this, right?
Brother,
Do you agree that human beings have biases?
do me a favor.
Okay. But hey, I respected your time. Do you want to answer my question? Do you
You're not
believe that
respecting
human
his
beings
time.
have biases?
Oh, absolutely, we're all biased.
Okay.
Completely.
Do you
biased.
think that those biases might cloud your judgment?
Do you believe biases cloud your judgment? Sort of like a dirty trick question, like, because it makes you want to say, no, my biases don't cloud my judgment. They're not biases. These are life experiences. He's setting him up. Do you believe biases cloud your judgment? Of course biases cloud your judgment because you're biased. But that's not what is happening here. He's talking about life experiences that he's went through. If my life experience is that pit bulls bite, I'm going to judge pit bulls as vicious animals. That's not a bias. Those are life experiences, and that's using your brain and common sense.
It's not about clouding judgment.
Not just your
Understand-
personal not just your own personal judgment. Do you think our biases might cloud our personal judgment?
I
Sure.
think every single person on earth is biased and lives within a biased
Absolutely.
reality.
That's absolutely true. If you agree with me on both of those accounts, you understand that your anecdotes, your own personal accumulation of information, is going to be clouded by your own personal biases. So you're not going to be able to assess the information adequately in the same way
Tactics.
that empirical evidence would. This is
My friend.
precisely
Bias to
why
what?
we look at data rather than
Okay.
make arguments around our. Wait, let me finish. Come on.
He won't even let him talk. He has a hot mic. It's crazy.
You're saying
This is precisely why we do that.
We went over the same point like 5 times here.
Everyone's saying kick you. You're long-winded the point. You're saying that the empirical evidence is saying X, so it doesn't matter what my personal experience is. That's fine. My point is, let me change it. Let's say that the empirical evidence says that a pit bull is more likely to bite you than a Dalmatian. But in your life experience, every time you went near a Dalmatian, it bit you, and a pit bull never did. Are you going to go up to a Dalmatian still completely and go, oh, it's fine, completely unbiased because the empirical evidence says X when you're covered in scars? No. You're going to say Dalmatians bite me
Correct.
for some reason, and I'm not comfortable around Dalmatians. That's called
Correct.
human nature. So I'm telling you my personal experiences, and I don't care. I understand your point. Empirical evidence says
Maybe if you
X.
gave it to
Women
Bin
in
Laden,
this country can do X. I
my
completely
mom.
get that. Secondly,
Okay.
it's also my country because you're only talking about America because you're American and you don't see outside of the world. That's fine.
I'm
But
Turkish, actually. I grew up in Turkey.
That's not the point. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is I'm uncomfortable with a woman driving. And if you actually ask most women, if it gets late at night or it starts getting dark or
21
it starts
months of
raining
brain
heavily
rot, let's
or the
go.
parking gets difficult, they usually ask the man to drive themselves. I know many women who
Facts.
do that. They're not offended by my assumption. I know
See, he's laughing at it. This is the one time he actually gives a point to the contrary. Andrew does, but it's true. Sometimes when women, it's dark, it's rainy, stormy, it's a long drive, a road trip. The man's driving most of the time, and that's just ridiculous to him. He doesn't understand because he don't get no bitches. He has no experience in that. He has no experience in driving with women in the car, because usually he'll let the woman drive.
loads of women who go, oh, I don't want to park, you park it. Loads. There's not a bad thing about it. Who gives a shit, right? It's not even a big deal. You've come on here deciding you really want to stick up for the chicks and maybe
4 of my past girlfriends, my last 4 relationships, every time a parking situation gets hard, better believe that I'm getting in that driver's seat and barking the car. He's absolutely right.
one of them will drive over to your house. It's cool. We've got better things
I
to
don't
talk
think
about.
I look.
about
Let's be
this.
real. I don't think I need to be a
you
male
are.
feminist to be able to attract women.
Yeah,
Okay?
you do.
However, having
know who
said
you are.
that, that was a funny implication. Having said that, you are failing to recognize what I am trying to say. I walked you through these steps slowly but
evidence.
surely.
Drive.
The thing is, the Dalmatian example that you
mic
gave
is
is
drowned
great
out.
because you are creating now a hypothetical scenario in which you want your opponent to concede. I can do the exact same thing.
It's not a hypothetical scenario if everybody has different life experiences, like my liquor store bit, or like with white women and black men, or black men with white women, with robberies, with banks, with people wearing hoodies. All of this stuff is life experiences. If you are walking down the street midnight in a good neighborhood, statistically, you ain't gonna get robbed here because there have been no robberies in this neighborhood in 50 years. But if you're at midnight walking up the street, you see 3 motherfuckers with hoodies on, loud talking, and they're coming towards you, your human nature will take over. Your heightened sense of things takes over. And you would probably cross the street. Why are you doing that? You're going against the statistics. It's going to be okay. No, because at the end of the day, we have our own sense of security. I would do the same goddamn thing. I would do that shit. If I see 5 niggas coming at me with hoodies and shit, and they blocking the sidewalk and they coming, you better believe I'm about to cross that street. And it's not because I think they're going to rob me. It's because I know if I cross the street, I know they won't rob me. I know there will be no beef. I'm more secure. I've taken the choice. I put my life in my own hands instead of risking it for being brave. No, let me go up in this. Let me go right through these niggas. They gonna separate like the Red Sea. I ain't taking that risk. Go ahead and go on over here. Ain't nobody over there on that side. There's some light over there. Man, let me go ahead and cross this street and let these brothers come on down here. It's midnight. Every single last one of them got on hoodies and shit. Let me go ahead and just remove myself from this. A lot of y'all that don't make sense, which lets me know exactly what time it is. Like my man right here who had no idea about a woman asking her man to do the hard parking or the long driving.
And say, well, in my personal experience, Dalmatians never bite. Or pit bulls never bite, whichever one you thought was the more aggressive breed, right?
Exactly.
In my personal experience, what if in a million times that I have bred pit bulls or been around pit bulls, not a single one of them has ever been aggressive? We will never be able to arrive at a meaningful solution or a resolution to this conversation if we're both operating on personal anecdotes and hypotheticals. That is not how you can conduct an appropriate debate.
This guy's dumb. A debate doesn't mean it has to, you both have to agree at the end. A debate is giving the points, both sides give their points, and then so be it. There's agree to disagree. A lot of debates don't end in shaking hands and saying you were right or you were right. Nah. You're not about to get a Democrat and a Republican to have a debate and then they shake hands and say, good job, you won, bro. I lost. You won. That's not happening. You deliver your points, you say what it is, and just like he said, if you bred a million pit bulls and none of them bite, you can use your own life experience to counteract mine. And that's all it's going to be. I say Dalmatians bite. You say pit bulls bite. Well, okay. Let's move on. We're not going to agree. These are just life experiences. We go on to the next. Bro doesn't know how to debate. That's not what debating is. Debating is putting up the points and backing them up. And usually, if we're talking about a classical traditional debate, you give the points and then there's judges that give the award to who won. It's third party's perspective who looks and judges the debate based on the better points made. And in my opinion, he brought up the Dalmatians and he said, well, I could do the same thing and reverse it. Yes, you could do the same, but you're agreeing with this dude, Andrew, by saying that. You're agreeing with what he said. Your life experiences are different than mine. We all have them. They're not biases. They're life experiences that we learn from and we apply in the real world. He's agreeing with him without even understanding and knowing he's doing it.
And hypotheticals. That is not how you can conduct an appropriate debate.
Good. So now you're saying the thing I just said. I have my own biases, my personal experiences, and I say them. Some people disagree and some people agree, and I don't care. You now come along.
But you're still wrong, though, because I'm not operating on biases when I talk about women driving.
Oh, why is he wrong? See, he goes back to it. You're still wrong because I have this study that says women are better drivers. He's going to keep going to it, and this is what I'm going to really hammer home how this guy is clearly shady, nerdy douche tactics.
Talking about the empirical evidence. I might have personally thought women are worse at driving than men as well. But once you arrive at, once you look at the evidence and you realize that the evidence suggests something else, you're probably not going to continue believing the prior thing that you believed, right?
We've went over the same point like 5 times, and I think we're just.
I know, but it's just weird because I can't I can't break through Andrew's.
I understand your point. You're saying that even if I thought
we're losing the girl.
No, exactly. I want to talk to her. He's saying even if I thought women were worse drivers, I've seen empirical evidence, and I'm so smart that I ignore my own eyes and ears and believe what the internet tells me. That's what he's
That's
coming
not
along
what
and
I'm
saying.
asking you to do, my friend.
I'm sure you're double vaccinated. It all makes sense to me now. You believe what you're told to believe. You don't believe your own eyes. You don't believe your own ears. And that's what you're going to sit here and talk about empirical evidence that you found on Google. Cool. If you believe everything that's on Google, that is your prerogative, my friend. And if you think that makes you sound smart in the modern world after the 3 years we've just been through, to say that I read a piece of paper that tells me to believe X, so I believe X, and I ignore my own personal experiences, and you think
I'm
that
not
makes you
asking you to ignore your own personal experiences. I'm simply
Bait 'em
asking you
out.
to look at the data.
So let's change the subject because you've just proven your point.
Okay, Andrew,
You are.
do you believe? Well, you didn't really prove anything, but it's cool.
You guys just
Do you
disagree
believe
on
the
it.
Earth is flat, or do you believe?
I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to get into the later part. But first, it's time to exploit and expose this man's whole entire ace in the hole. His ace in the hole was this article here. Look at this. He got this from the New York Times. All of this debate was based off of this. Let's read it. She doesn't get insane. Here we go. Why would you move that? Why that? Look at this. The study in injury prevention found that per mile traveled, trucks and buses were involved in the largest number of fatalities involving others on the road, and motorcycles were about twice as dangerous to other road users as cars. Bicycle riders were involved in the fewest fatalities to other people. Okay, there we go. Sure, Kurt, all right. So trucks and buses were the largest amount of fatalities. Why? Because they're big, they're slow, they're immovable, and they kill. They just ram. I get it, but let me think. Who are the more, what gender are the truck drivers and bus drivers mostly? Aren't men mostly truck drivers? And aren't men mostly bus drivers? I don't know. Let's get back into this. Compared with women, right here in the highlighted yellow, male drivers of cars and vans had twice the rate of fatal accidents per mile driven. Male truck drivers had about 4 times the rate of women truckers, and men driving motorcycles almost 12 times the rate of women motorcyclists. For bus drivers and bicycle riders, there was little difference between the sexes. Oh my God. All Andrew Tate had to do, if he knew this, if he knew that this weeb was using these numbers and these instances to determine that women are safer drivers than men, he would have destroyed them like I'm about to. Male truck drivers had 4 times the rate of accidents of women truck drivers. Well, I think that male truck drivers outnumber women truck drivers probably times 6. Probably times 6, times 10. There are more male truck drivers out there to get into accidents, my friend. Of course more men will get into accidents driving a truck because more men drive trucks. Men driving motorcycles, 12 times the rate of women crashing motorcycles. Well, maybe because I see like a male motorcyclist to a female motorcyclist is probably 20-1. How is it? Could it be because there's more men motorcyclists? This is asinine, guys. These are shady tactics. Took it from a bullshit study. If there's more males driving trucks and vans, and there's more males in motorcycles, it's likely that more of them will get into accidents. Using mathematics, if there's 80 million people driving trucks, 60 million of them are men, 20 million are women. It's safe to say that because there's 40 million more male truck drivers than female truck drivers, it is going to be more male accidents of trucks than females of trucks. Same goes for the motorcycles. This guy is crazy. And this is what people do. They come in weaponizing their system. They want to join his stream and come with these articles and say, women are better drivers than men. Women are better drivers than men. Because of this? Bruh, you crazy as shit.
It's common sense, right? But it's not technically common sense. It's just
Cool.
your
That's
personal
fine.
opinion.
Completely. It's my personal opinion based on my personal biases of my life experience. Now,
Yeah.
when I say yeah, exactly. And when I say these things, X amount of people agree with me and X amount of people disagree with me. That's fine, and that's the same of nearly any statement in the world.
Okay,
I
but
can say I can say the world is round, and there'll be a percentage of people who disagree with me. That's totally and utterly fine. I come on here and talk about my own personal experiences, and my experience is men are better drivers than women. I'm not saying there's no good female drivers. I'm not saying a female can't.
No. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
There is a truth.
Oh my God. Let me give you some real statistics here. Here are the percentage of male truck drivers versus female truck. 84% of professional truck drivers are male. 15% are female. These are the statistics that you would need to back that shit up. These statistics completely make his point irrelevant. 85% of truck drivers are men. Of course they're going to get into more accidents because there's more of them on the road driving. There's only 15% of the women driving. Listen, look at this. Same with motorcycles. It's probably even worse with motorcycles. Insane. Let me see what we got here. In 2017, traffic collisions took the lives of 4,000 people. It's 2017. Of these, 4,071 were men and 182 were women. This means that in 2017, while somewhere between 14 and 19% motorcycles were women, and only 3.3% died. But where are the actual... Do they have a number? No, I could find those, but let me give you guys back. Let's get back to here while I look it up.
And then there is your own personal experiences backed by anecdotes, right? Or your own personal opinion backed by anecdotes from your own personal experiences. Now, your own personal experiences are oftentimes going to be incorrect and not close to the reality. That's why there's an entire field of statistical analysis. That's why
here it is.
Empirical,
here it is.
That's why we rely on empirical evidence
Here
when
it
we're
is.
making decisions. Why? Because we all carry a bunch of personal biases. And
Nearly 20%
we do not have
of women
enough
motorcyclists.
scope to grasp
20%.
the entirety of the situation. We cannot
20%.
comprehend it with our human brains.
20% of women are
That's
motorcyclists.
why, when it comes to women driving,
20%. That's where we're at now. 20% of them are on the road. So of course, let's fast forward to the part where he actually leaves.
slobbing on it too. Now I know Andrew's never gonna fucking talk to me though. Unfortunately, I think we definitely gassed that opportunity there. There ain't no fucking way that Andrew comes out of that looking like the bigger man. Okay, that's what fucking happens when you actually get a little bit of pushback. Oh, to all you motherfuckers who are worried about like aggressively about like, oh no, you're not gonna be able to have that combo with him. Eat tater tot. Can't handle the fucking heat, dude. A little bit of pushback. I wasn't even that aggressive. I truly wanted to understand where the fuck he was coming from. He said, oh, he kept repeating the same points. I'm like, what do you want me to do? If the fucking other person, if the interlocutor doesn't comprehend what you're saying, you gotta fucking repeat.
Just because you tout to be the victor don't make you one. Just because you tout to be the victor don't make you one. Ribbit did the same thing to me. Here we go.
Successful online educational platforms in history.
Are there multiple layers?
Learn how to make some money yourself. If you want to join and have more information, it's all on corporatate.com. You can find out yourself. If you're too cheap to pay $50, then you're a brokey and nobody gives a shit what you think anyway. You've ruined the stream. Everyone wants you out of it. So either change tune and get with the program and be fun, or keep sitting here and talking sarcastic and really slowly and repeating yourself and talking about how you only believe what you see on the internet because no one really gives a fuck and it's boring. So let's move on to something fun. Let's get the tempo up. I've just told you about HU. We do have an affiliate program. You can find out more on corporatate.com.
It is. So, okay. So it is a multi-level marketing scheme. Got it. I just wanted to figure out if it was truly a pyramid scheme. It would be inappropriate of me to assume that it's a pyramid.
Now he's attacking his business and his money, trying to mess up with his pockets and shit. Beta male shit.
Pyramid scheme without having you explain it in such terms. But thank you. All right. Whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm game.
You're welcome to affiliate anytime you like, friend. It's no problem.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on because this dude he's lame, my friends. Let's
All
get
right,
the
yeah, Hasan, I appreciate you coming on. We're gonna bring in another guest now.
All right. Peace, boys.
Son,
have fun.
good night.
Andrew,
Thank you for
I'm
coming
always open to talk to you, my friend, if you would like to.
We'll have another conversation.
Thank you, my friend.
Have a good night.
That was bullshit. I've never seen a man act so hysterical. I thought he was such a fucking big boy.
Can we stop with the sarcastic shit and just have an actual
No,
conversation?
I'm literally, but that's the
Bro,
truth.
you're being so sarcastic though. Like, why are you being so sarcastic? Like,
I'm
let's
not.
start a
I'm
conversation.
literally.
Bro, you
Oh,
just said,
come
like,
on,
10
come on,
things
come on,
that
come
were
on, come on, come on.
Bro.
I'm asking questions.
Yeah, but you're
Hasan,
being sarcastic. Like, listen.
Hasan, please. It's pretty clear that I was the better Hasan. So
Yeah, that's agreed. I agree with that one.
if
That's for sure.
if you could just get out the call, maybe it would fix the stream.
I think so. It's
Would you
boring,
guys,
man.
if you guys would like me to leave the call, I can do that. I don't want to
Hey,
be. I don't want to be rude.
I gotta get back to work.
I do not want to be rude, boys. You know, this is your stream. Andrew, I'd love to talk to you in more detail if you'd like to. I hope that one day you can educate me on your.
There was an instance where he walked where Andrew Tate walked away on somebody. I don't know if it was this guy or if it was somebody else, but he said that he was okay with a woman going in and if there's a burglar downstairs or whatever, a woman going down there to check if everything is okay instead of a man. And that's what made him throw off his headphones and get off the call. And a lot of people said that he ran away from a debate. I can't really say that it was him because I don't remember. I saw the clip, but I don't know if it was this guy or not. If it was, huge L. Whoever the person was, a huge L. But somebody in this call said, I'm okay with, my woman going to check the door to see if everything is safe. And that's what flipped him off and made him. But hopefully you guys understood that we just knocked out that entire, all of his legs stood on the fact that he believed that, well, I don't even think he believed it, that stupid statistic that he was kept throwing at him, saying that he was wrong. You're wrong because I have this article, I have this study. You're wrong. You're wrong. Just seeing the real evidence that clearly there's more men driving trucks and there's more men riding motorcycles than women explains all of that. And it explains the insurance rates as well. Ladies and gentlemen, do your own research and you got to fact check debates. That's why when the presidential debates be going down, they added fact checkers because people will just go on a podium and lie and be deceitful. And that's why we have the fact checkers fact checking everything that they're saying so the American people can get the real story. Do your own research, do due diligence. At the end of the day, I believe bro came in with some really bummy beta male shady tactics and he knows it. He took that article and he felt like he had Zeus's thunderbolt and he was going to just destroy this man with it. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, the W goes to Andrew for just not preparing and just using his own ideology to debate this man, and this man resting his entire freaking statement of women are better and safer drivers than men with his study from the New York Times, not admitting that more men are driving and on motorcycles and trucks than women. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out this thing. Deuces.